Well, good morning, everyone. It is wonderful to be here in Surrey. I want to thank you all for joining us on this very special day. And we're going to be providing you an update about the SFU School of Medicine. My name is Joy Johnson, and I'm the President and Vice Chancellor of Simon Fraser University, and it's my honor to be the MC today. To start us off, I want to invite Kevin Kelly, husband of Chief Marilyn Gabriel of the Kwantlen Nation, to open our time together in a good way. Please join me in welcoming Kevin.
Well, see, I'll keep it short. First of all, my traditional name is Salastleton. I carry my late father's name from my territory. I'm still a member up in Colton's Lake, Sewally First Nation. I married the chief here 30 years ago, hereditary chief, Taquisat Marilyn Gabriel, and her council, Tume Not and Les Antone. I think I got the better deal. But I'm honored to be here. I know it's a real nice announcement. I won't say nothing. But I really want to thank SFU for always respecting the lands they're on, Kwantlen, Semiahmoo, and Katzie. That's why I never say no when I get asked to do work here. I come here and they respect me and I respect them. So with that, I got my brother Steve Dooley, who works for SFU. He's going to join me in the welcome song. With the welcome song, for those who've never seen it, it's just to welcome you to the territory. This is how my wife, the chief, would welcome you to our lawn house if we were doing a potlatch, this ceremony. Our hands go like this. When we put our hands up to you, we are calling you the respected ones and thanking you for being there, but also thank you for your patience. So with that, I know you have a full day, so do the welcome song and have a beautiful day. Awesome. Awesome. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and thank you, Steve, as well. I also want to acknowledge that Chief Charlie Chappell of the Semiahmoo First Nation and Chief Grace George of the Katzie Nation are in attendance today. And we appreciate our continued collaboration and partnership with each of the host nations on which SFU's Surrey campus is located, including the Semiahmoo, the Katzie, the Coquitlam, the Kwantlen, the Kaikait, and the Tsawwassen nations. And now, the moment we've been waiting for, the big news. I'd like to invite BC's Premier, David Eby, to take the stage. Please join me in welcoming him.
Thanks so much, Joy, and it's great to be here with you at SFU. Thanks for joining us. I'm thrilled to be here. The sun is shining. We got some good news, especially after the weekend the Jays had. It's a nice change of channel. I'm joined here by some colleagues. I see Lana Popham, the Minister of Agriculture. I see Amna Shah, hardworking MLA, who's here. I see Jagrup Brar, the Minister for Mines, and former Minister Harry Bains in the front row. Nice to see you as well. We're here because we are thrilled and excited about what SFU has been up to. October, return to campus after the Thanksgiving weekend, everybody coming back with their leftovers from home, break from macaroni, which is always very good news. It's a time when students are really buckling down and getting down to work, and many of them hoping to earn the grades to do the extracurricular activities that are required in order to qualify for one of the hardest programs to get into, which is medical school. And the paradox is that it's incredibly hard to get into medical school, but we need more doctors and nurses. When you get to the heart of the challenges we face in the medical system, not just here in British Columbia, but across Canada, it is a shortage of those healthcare professionals that we need, those doctors, those nurses, those health science professionals that help deliver care in every corner of the province. That's why the work that has been happening here at SFU is so crucial. We have followed along closely with SFU Surrey as you have developed new partnerships with Fraser Health, as you've developed interim space for the new medical school. You've hired a founding dean, and you've worked on the curriculum to ensure that you're an accredited medical school in Canada. Very exciting, important, and foundational work to build a new medical school, the first new medical school in Western Canada in about 50 years, which is a remarkable thing. So today, I bring the very good news for students who are interested in a career as a doctor, that the applications are now open for the next medical school cohort here at SFU Surrey, starting in August of next year. So students, get your applications in now. You would start school in August of next year in the interim space here in this building, but I have more good news to share. Across the street from us is the new permanent home for the medical school. This will be a new development. It will be the new heart of downtown Surrey. It will be a multi-functional facility, but it will include the medical school, which has classrooms, clinical skills spaces, an outpatient clinic, and a child care center. The site work is underway right now. You can see that. Construction's going to start late next year, and we expect it to be done by 2030. But I want you to see what we're doing here together. Between the new medical school here at SFU, the new hospital in Surrey, and the new cancer center at the new hospital in Surrey, we are building a hub of innovation in health that will lead to high-quality healthcare for all residents south of the Fraser and for residents right across British Columbia. I'm so proud of what we're doing here together. Together, we also know that we can't wait for all of these students to graduate. We have to act now. That's why we've added more than 1,000 family doctors. We've tripled the number of nurse practitioners. We are, as a result, matching thousands of people every month with a family doctor or primary care provider. We're also recruiting doctors and nurses from the U.S. We've had 1,400 applications from doctors and nurses in the U.S. 140 people have already been matched with positions here, taking new jobs and getting to work in British Columbia. We've got a lot more to do, but with partners like SFU, like the City of Surrey, the people of Surrey, Fraser Health, we know we can get the job done. So I wish all of the students luck with your applications. It will still be a challenging application process, but we know you've got the skills to look after British Columbians and deliver the care that everyone in this province deserves. Thanks very much.
Wait for the magic. Thank you, Premier Eby. This is amazing news for Simon Fraser University, and we are so very grateful to the province for the ongoing investment and support in our medical school. I know that the new building is going to be transformative. It's going to be transformative not only for our students and for our faculty, but also for the SFU community, as you mentioned. I'm particularly excited about the community clinic that will be housed in this new facility. It has the potential to increase healthcare capacity in the region while giving students a critical chance to develop their own skills in a professional setting. So very, very grateful. It's a great day for SFU and for Surrey. I'd now like to ask the Honourable Jessie Sunner, Minister of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills, to share a few words. Minister Sunner is also an MLA for Surrey Newton, and I might add an SFU alumnus, so I'm sure she's feeling a lot of pride today. Please join me in welcoming Minister Sunner.
Might wait for the podium to come down a tad, but good morning, everyone. Thank you, Premier Eby, for your leadership and for sharing this very exciting news for our community today. I'd also like to thank Kevin Kelly for starting us off in such a good way this morning to mark this moment that is such a historic moment for all of us here today. As mentioned, my name is Jessie Sunner. I'm the Minister of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills and the very proud MLA for Surrey Newton. It's such an honor to be here with all of you today as we celebrate a milestone that is going to shape the future of healthcare in Surrey and throughout British Columbia. As we announce the permanent location just across the street for the medical school, today we are also launching a vision for a new kind of medical education, one that is rooted in community, driven by equity, and focused on the future. This is the first medical school in Western Canada in over 55 years, and it's happening right here in Surrey. I want to take a moment for that to set in. That is historic, that is coming to our community of Surrey. We are living through a time of transformation. British Columbians are seeking better access to healthcare. Families want to know that when they need a doctor, there will be one there for them. Communities want care that reflects the needs and their realities. And young people, especially here in Surrey, are looking for meaningful careers that make a difference. This new medical school is just another action that our government is taking to answer that call. As someone who grew up right here in Surrey, actually only a few blocks from this building, I am someone and a proud alumnus of Simon Fraser University, Surrey. I'm proud of this investment and the commitment that this permanent location for the medical school represents. For the first time in generations, future doctors will be able to live, learn, and train and serve right here in Surrey. This will be transformative for our city, for our healthcare system, and for families who deserve care close to home. We know how important it is for everyone to have access to healthcare when and where they need it. That's why we are training more doctors, more nurses, paramedics, and allied health professionals than ever before. Since 2017, nearly 67,000 graduates have earned over 72,000 health credentials. That's an 11% increase in priority health programs across our province. We've invested over $250 million every year in health education across BC, and we're making targeted investments to meet urgent needs. And now, with the SFU School of Medicine, we're adding 48 new medical students to the region in 2026. This number will continue to grow year after year, and these students will become the family doctors and specialists that our communities need. This is how we build stronger, more resilient communities and a healthcare system, by investing in our people. Surrey, as we know, is one of the fastest growing, youngest, and most diverse cities in the entire province, and actually the entire country. Our families, our seniors, and our communities need more doctors, and we'll be training them right here. For too long, students from this region have had to leave the community to study medicine elsewhere, and often we've lost them to other communities and other provinces. This city now is leading the way in healthcare by ensuring that we are training them here so they can stay here and serve the community right here. Also with SFU, UBC, and Kwantlen Polytechnic, all training healthcare professionals here, Surrey is becoming the hub for innovation and collaboration. And we're proud to be working in close partnership with SFU and their leadership, because this is an institution that shares our commitment to equity, innovation, and community-based care. Together, we are building something that's truly special, a medical school that reflects the diversity, the energy, and the potential of Surrey and British Columbia. Imagine a medical student at SFU that will be doing rounds with a midwifery student from UBC, or working alongside a nursing student from Kwantlen Polytechnic in a local clinic. This is the type of team-based care that we need, and this is the future of healthcare. And it's happening right here in our own community of Surrey. So today, as we celebrate the permanent home for the SFU School of Medicine, we also celebrate a commitment to our students, to our communities, and to the future of healthcare. This school will change lives, it will change how we train doctors, and it will change how we deliver care in our communities. So congratulations to SFU, congratulations to the City of Surrey, and to everyone who has made this day possible. The future of healthcare starts right here in Surrey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister Sunner. You know, it really is an amazing vision, this medical school, making a difference here in Surrey, providing primary care providers. It really is very inspiring, and so grateful to you and your ministry for the support that you have provided. And it takes a village. There's so many leaders from SFU in the room today. I can't name them all, but I'm so pleased to be joined by members of our Board of Governors and leadership across the university. I also noticed Minister Sarai's joined us today. It's wonderful to have our federal leaders with us as well, so thank you. I'm going to now introduce Minister Osborne, and we are, part of the partnership is also partnering with the Ministry of Health. We've had an ongoing collaboration with the ministry as we bring the school to life, and I'm very, very pleased to invite Minister Osborne to join us. I would like to also mention she is also an SFU alum. I don't know, there's something about SFU, just got to say. Over to you.
Hello, everybody. It is a beautiful, bright day, and we are talking about our beautiful and bright future. It is so exciting to be here. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm Josie Osborne, I'm BC's Minister of Health, and I want to start off by acknowledging this territory, this place that we're in and on, and just say thank you, Kevin Kelly, for grounding us with the heartbeat of the drum. And I think we all feel it when he sang and he drummed. And the heartbeat is a nice metaphor today for what we're talking about, which is creating this big, beautiful, bright future of family medicine and primary care practices here in BC, because we know how important accessible healthcare is. And we also know that finding a family doctor can be a real challenge. The population of Surrey is growing very quickly too, and along with it, the demand for primary care. And that's why our government is already doing the work to strengthen primary care by expanding team-based care, recruiting more doctors and nurse practitioners, streamlining the pathways for internationally trained professionals, and increasing training seats, which of course is what brings us here to today. I am excited to join everyone in this room to celebrate the historic opening of the new SFU School of Medicine right here in Surrey Centre, the innovative and purpose-built school, training the next generation of doctors in state-of-the-art facilities, really creating a made-in-BC solution to the global shortage of physicians. It really is a landmark moment. The students who train here will stay here in British Columbia. They will build their careers and care for people within our strong, public, universal healthcare system. The new SFU School of Medicine is part of our plan for a resilient and sustainable primary care system, one that supports people today and will continue to serve our children and our grandchildren for years to come. It's supported by the Health Human Resources Strategy, through which we'll continue to grow the number of family physicians and nurse practitioners and help hundreds of people every single day get connected to a primary care team. We know there's still a lot of work to do, though, and together with strong collaboration and shared commitment, we're going to get this work done together. We're going to continue to take action and build a healthier future, a brighter future for all of British Columbia. Thank you so much for having me here today and for joining all of these smiling faces to celebrate this truly landmark and historic moment. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Minister Osborne. It really is a landmark moment for all of us. And we continue to really value our ongoing collaboration with the Ministry of Health. I now would like to invite Brenda Locke, Mayor of Surrey, to the podium to also share a few words. Please join me in welcoming Mayor Locke.
Well, good morning, everyone. And I would like to thank Kevin Kelly for starting us off in a good way. Please give our love to Stakwasan. Thank you. This is truly an exciting day, and I know President Johnson just talked about it takes a village, and I see so many of the city's village right here, and I'm very, very proud to acknowledge a lot of them. Our city manager, Rob Costanzo's here, certainly Councillor Bose and Councillor Annis are here. I see another Councillor Baines is here as well. This is truly a remarkable day for us. It is a pleasure for me certainly to be here with all of you on this very, very historic announcement for our city. Today marks a transformation moment in Surrey's history. We're a university town. That's pretty incredible. For too long in BC and across the country, we have been facing critical shortages of physicians and healthcare professionals. But in Surrey, it has been a particular challenge. The minister talked about the growth in Surrey, and I can tell you that has really, really challenged us. In Surrey, we have approximately 59 family physicians per 100,000 residents. And if you contrast that to Vancouver, there is more than double that number in Vancouver with the same amount of residents. Everywhere I go, people are talking about not being able to find a family doctor, and the lack of family doctors is putting more pressure on Surrey Memorial Hospital's emergency department. So that is why Surrey is stepping up. We've created a new healthcare administrator position in our city, and we intend to open and operate community-based medical clinics, practical local solutions that will attract more family doctors, relieve the pressure on our emergency room, and improve access to care for our residents. Surrey is working on closing the care gaps for today. And with the announcement of SFU's new School of Medicine, we're taking a bold step towards solving this challenge for the future. This school is more than an expansion of education infrastructure. It actually represents opportunity and hope. It will train our next generation of physicians, family doctors who will understand and reflect the diversity of our city. And with the new SFU Medical School coming to Surrey, we're not just training future doctors, we're working to attract and retain them right here in our city. It will also strengthen Surrey's position as a healthcare and innovation hub for the entire region. Together with our Innovation Boulevard, which includes the Health and Technology District, Surrey will continue to evolve as a center for research, innovation, and technology development. This new School of Medicine will also anchor Centre Block, the development that is right in this area, which will double the amount of office and academic space in city centre, creating a vibrant hub and connection for learning, for research, and for health innovation. We are so proud that SFU has chosen Surrey as the home for this vital institution. I want to take the opportunity to thank SFU for continuing to partner with Surrey and investing in our future. I want to thank very much the province, Premier Eby, thank you, sir, and our ministers for their leadership and vision in bringing the School of Medicine to life right here in Surrey. And thank you to the Surrey City Development Corporation, SCDC, for developing the Centre Block Master Plan. Without that groundwork, we wouldn't be here celebrating. So together, we're building a healthier British Columbia, and it's going to start right here in Surrey. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Locke. You are absolutely correct. SFU has enjoyed a close and collaborative partnership with the City of Surrey, and I too am very, very excited to see what we can do next. There's so much opportunity, but having this new building, having the clinic here really will have a huge impact on this community. Now I'd like to invite Dr. David Price, Dean of the School of Medicine, to share some remarks. David is a nationally recognized leader in family medicine and primary care, and a practicing family physician and a professor in the Department of Family Medicine at McMaster University. Please join me in welcoming David.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you, President Johnson, for your kind introduction, and I think most importantly, your unwavering support of this medical school, and really the vision for how SFU can support medical education in British Columbia. Premier Eby, Minister Sunner, Mr. Osborne, thank you so much for your contributions today and for your leadership. The government's leadership has been critical to this investment in the health for all the British Columbians. And Mayor Locke, we are so really grateful for your support and the City of Surrey's support for this project. As many of you know, I grew up in Vancouver, and playing ice hockey, we used to come to play right here in Wally. And I think it's a bit ironic that 50 years later, after never having won a game here, the Wally and the Surrey hockey teams were always faster and frankly a lot better than us. And it's a bit ironic that we're going to be actually putting a medical school where this ice rink used to be. There's some irony there. But we all know that primary care is struggling here, not just in British Columbia, but across Canada. Too many British Columbians can't find a family doctor or a primary care provider, and too many wait too long for the care they need. And we know that that has downstream impacts on the overall health of Canadians and British Columbians. But we're here today because of your courage, collectively, to do something different to solve the primary crisis, the primary care crisis. And to our partners in government, including the Ministry of Health, of Infrastructure, the Ministry of Post-Secondary Education and Future Skills, and the numerous ministries and agencies that have supported our work, thank you for believing in the vision, and thank you for working alongside us to make this a reality. I think oftentimes your staff maybe don't get the kind of credit for the work that they do. And the questions that they've asked and the work that they've done with us has really made this school, I think, going to be something special and something unique and something that is going to be purpose-built and fit for purpose for all British Columbians. To everybody else here today, thank you for being here. Thank you to our community partners, our health authority colleagues, our faculty, the staff, and just a moment about our staff. Starting a new medical school I thought was going to be complicated, but it's way, way more complicated than I ever thought possible. And the number of hours, the extra time, the commitment from our staff and from all of the SFU partners and our community partners has been truly, truly remarkable. And so as a personal note, just thank you so much for the work and the effort that you've put into making this moment happen. We are making history today. This is the first medical school in Western Canada in well over 55 years. It is a unique opportunity. And while our medical school is there for all, serving all specialties, we are particularly focused on primary care, and that is what's going to make this so unique. Our Our school has opened the website this morning, and as Premier Eby announced, it started at 7 o'clock. And the first win for the medical school is that the website hasn't crashed. That's an important achievement for us. But really, our website is open this morning, and we look forward to welcoming so many different medical students from across British Columbia to apply to us. One of the things that's different about our school is that we not only expect our students to be skilled primary care physicians, but also to experience both the joy and the satisfaction that comes with community-based medicine. We want them to choose this path because they've seen how powerful being in the community can be. Most medical students will spend 70 to 80% of their time in hospitals and then 20 to 30% training in the community. We're flipping that. We're flipping that completely. Our students will spend 70 to 80% of their time in the community, training in the community, with the community, and for the community. That is going to be what's so unique. And although we're based in Surrey, I want to emphasize that we are a medical school for all British Columbians. We'll partner with physicians, with health authorities, and communities across this province, because we know that when we train students near their own home community, they're much more likely to stay in those communities. And as a medical school, we've made a commitment that our students, and wherever they come from in British Columbia, we will work hard to get them some of their training back in their home communities and their home territories. We think that is critical to futuring the workforce here in British Columbia. But Fraser Health is helping us to ensure that students receive the hospital-based experience that they need. And we're working with the divisions of family practice to connect students with family physicians across the province. We have met the rigorous accreditation standards of the Committee on Accreditation of Canadian Medical Schools, CACMS. I think that's a really important first milestone for us, is achieving accreditation in this new medical school. But because of our innovative curriculum and primary care focus, although our graduates will be prepared for any residency program in the country, they will be absolutely uniquely suited for community-based specialties, family medicine, pediatrics, psychiatry, public health, and more, obstetrics and gynecology, those community-based practices that are so needed in our communities right across this province. And our commitment goes beyond just educating students. We're building a research program focused on primary care systems and outcomes. We're partnering with the First Nations Health Authority to integrate Indigenous knowledge and ways of knowing into everything we do, our curriculum, our clinical approach, and our teaching. Kelly, with such a wonderful OCM for that wonderful song and greeting, and that is going to infuse all of our teaching and our culture, I hope, in our staff, in our faculty, and in the training of our students. And in 10 months, we will welcome our inaugural class of students. But really, this is just the beginning. I'm really excited for what lies ahead. Welcoming our first class, opening our new learning spaces, and seeing our future primary care physicians at convocation. However, what I'm most excited about is the future changes and improvement in healthcare for all of the people of British Columbia. We can't wait to get started. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dean Price. And I do know that the entire team from the School of Medicine have been really working tirelessly, and I too want to thank them for everything that they've done. It really is an incredible achievement. And we've come a long way, and to echo your comments, we're proud to be making history today, building a medical school for all British Columbians. I'm thrilled that we've opened our admissions and that our website has not crashed. This is good news for all of us, and I cannot wait to welcome our inaugural class. So finally, I want to invite a special guest to the podium. Owen Gudmundson is an undergraduate student at SFU studying molecular biology and biochemistry. Once his undergraduate degree is complete, he aims to continue his academic journey with a master's in chemistry and finally to attend medical school with the hopes of becoming a doctor. Owen is also a student athlete and a member of the SFU men's wrestling team. He recently won the 2024-2025 First Team Academic All-RMAC Award in recognition of his ability to balance his athletic achievements with his commitment to academic excellence. Please join me in welcoming Owen.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, President Johnson, for the kind introduction and for the opportunity to be here today. I'm incredibly grateful to be here to share in the excitement of this announcement with everyone here, my fellow prospective students, and really all of British Columbia. As someone aspiring to attend medical school, today's announcement that the SFU School of Medicine has released its admission requirements and will be accepting applications for the class of 2026 is truly exciting. The nature of the medical school application process is very, very competitive, and with relatively few medical schools in Canada, even the most qualified applicants have limited options in pursuing their goal of attending medical school. The opening of a new school here in BC, as we've heard, the first in decades in Western Canada, offers students like me a new path to pursue our dreams of becoming physicians while also addressing the province's need for community-based care. My experience as a student athlete has shaped how I think about healthcare and support systems, which is why the non-traditional, community-based approach that this school will take resonates really strongly with me. To put my best foot forward on the wrestling mat and in the classroom, I rely on my coaches, my teammates, nutritionists, physiotherapists, sports psychologists, academic advisors, professors, and doctors, which I probably have to see more than I would like. It really takes a village to help me succeed. The SFU School of Medicine and their curriculum will mirror the framework that has helped me pursue excellence, and I believe it will improve patient care and well-being across BC. This announcement today is a milestone, not just for future students like myself, but for healthcare in this province. As an SFU student, I'm incredibly proud to see our institution reimagining medical education and putting community at the heart of care. And I'm excited for what lies ahead. Thank you.
We are so lucky at SFU. We have so many amazing students, so thank you so very, very much, Owen. I have to say, as president, I hear from a lot of very excited students about the School of Medicine and their desire to contribute to the community. And we are very proud to be playing a role in developing this School of Medicine. So, in closing, I do want to thank all of you for being here today. It's wonderful to see so many people turning out for this important announcement. Again, I want to say thank you to the province. I want to say thank you to the City of Surrey and to our many, many partners who've been involved in developing the medical school. For those of you who might not know, SFU is celebrating our 60th year this year. And over the past 6 decades, this university has been committed to make a difference to British Columbia through education and research. And it seems fitting that in our 60th year, this project, which really does exemplify that commitment, is coming to life in such a wonderful way. So I'm so proud of the work that we've all done to date and looking forward to the future in collaboration with all of you. Thanks once again for being here today. And one last note for anyone that's interested, and especially any students in the audience, please visit our School of Medicine information table to meet some of our team members and to learn about our programs. Thank you all very much.
Just before we get rolling, I've got the brand new SFU Medicine MD program prospectus. Now, I know Owen and many students have chosen to spend their morning with us instead of applying, but I want to reassure you that they've all got copies. Everyone got a copy to apply? Okay, good. But I'll present Owen with his, and I wish all the applicants the best of luck. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Thank you, Premier. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at SFU Surrey today. We're going to take some questions. We have some media in person and on the phone lines. All reporters will have one question and one follow-up. We're going to start with Penny Daflos from CTV.
Hi, Premier. There's been a tremendous amount of money and effort that's gone into planning this school, but 48 seats just doesn't even seem to be a drop in the bucket when it comes to our need for physicians. Is that number disappointing to you, and how much would you like to see when this is fully up and running?
Well, this school has a critically important function. It's to train the family doctors of the future. It is the first new medical school in 50 years. They're carving a path in the wilderness, and we're excited that they're doing that. They got to walk before they run. They got 48 students in the first year. It's going to get up to 120 students by the time the school is fully subscribed. That's not an insignificant number of doctors. Each of those doctors will accept more than 1,000 patients in the community. So we're talking about adding capacity for 50,000 patients a year plus going forward. It is a significant effort to get a new medical school going, but we're very grateful for the efforts that are being made here. And it's this kind of foundational work that has to be done to prevent us from being put in this position again. There was a decision that was made by a previous administration that had the opportunity to do this medical school more than a decade ago. Can you imagine where we would be had they made the decision to build this medical school? We would be expanding it, not building from scratch. But this is where we are, so we're going to build that foundation, make sure that future generations are not in this position again.
Speaking of future generations, there are so many bright young people in this province who are more than qualified enough to apply to this school, but money is something that's going to get in the way of those dreams. Does the province have a plan to either create incentives or some sort of program, whether it's rural and remote communities, or what is your plan to help folks who are looking at the finances getting in their way of their dream of being a family doctor?
Yep. Our government's expanded access to student awards, including at the graduate student level, for programs like this and other programs across the province. There is a reality that med school is expensive and med students do take on a lot of debt, but it's also a reality that doctors are reasonably well compensated in this province and across Canada. So trying to find that balance to ensure accessibility for students, while also understanding that students are making an investment in themselves, and we're also making a considerable investment in them, is what we're trying to strike here. And we expect that accessibility as well as high quality candidates are going to be the final product of this school here at SFU. Thanks, Penny.
Next, we'll head to Parmeet Kamra from Omni News.
Good morning, Premier B. My name is Parmeet, and my question to you is, although you have shared some positive news today regarding SFU and the future generation of doctors, but the ERs across Surrey and the lower mainland are overwhelmed right now, and some people are being turned away due to closures. As you have talked about long-term goals, but can you talk us something or some strategy about the short-term goal which we can achieve today and the people can feel that?
Yeah, absolutely, and a great question. We have twin challenges. We've got to be prepared for the future, but we've also got to respond to the realities on the ground today. We've made good progress. Mr. Osborne has driven down emergency room closures by 25%. We got to drive it to zero. The key issue that we have is the shortage of the skilled staff we need to keep these emergency rooms open, especially in rural and remote communities in the province. And so we have launched a significant recruitment campaign in the U.S. that resulted in 1,400 applications, and more than 140 people now have accepted positions in our healthcare system to help deliver that care. We're making sure that we recognize the credentials of internationally trained doctors and nurses significantly faster. It used to be a multi-year process, and now it's a matter of weeks and months and sometimes even weeks for these doctors and nurses and health professionals to get on stream. We've also expanded space at UBC's medical school, adding additional spaces for both residents and for family doctors. So it's really all hands on deck, and you can hear that the City of Surrey, as well as municipalities across the province, are also working with us to identify opportunities to open community clinics to make it easier for doctors to practice in communities and take that pressure off of hospitals. And finally, and I want to encourage people, we have significantly expanded the capacity of pharmacists to be able to support people. So if you have a urinary tract infection, an ear infection, a pharmacist can help you right now. And so all those things we can do to take the pressure off the system are crucial, but this is structural work to ensure that we're set up for the long term today.
Okay, Parmeet does not have a follow-up, so we're going to head to the phone lines with Richard Zussman from Global News. Go ahead, Richard.
Premier, it was mentioned a few times that when there's a medical school in a home province, doctors are more likely to stay there. But are there any specific things that will be done to ensure that doctors that are trained in British Columbia, and as you described, supported in essence by the taxpayer, stay in practice in British Columbia?
Yeah, thanks, Richard. I regularly meet with premiers from across Canada, and their anxiety is always that they're training doctors, nurses, health professionals that want to move to British Columbia. They are very anxious to have me assure them that we aren't going to be stealing their health professionals because this is a highly desirable place to live and work, and I understand that. And so for us, though, making sure those health professionals are distributed across the province, that everyone's not congregated in one city is a challenge and an important one. One of the pieces we've noticed, and you heard the mayor talk about it, is south of the Fraser. We need to have more doctors and nurses who are living and working in these communities, delivering care. It's growing so quickly, and the medical community has not grown at the same pace. That's why it was important to put a medical school right here in Surrey that's focused on the community. And you can see on the sign over here, training doctors in, with, and for the community. This is a core mandate that the medical school here in Surrey has accepted, that they are training community doctors to work in the community, and they will actually have a physical clinic located at this new medical school that will be delivering care. They'll be meeting doctors and building those connections here south of the Fraser. We're building a hub of innovation and community care delivery here in Surrey with the new medical school, the new cancer center, and that new clinic at the new medical school. Putting all those pieces together, this will be a highly desirable place for medical professionals to work and build their careers, and also to deliver the kind of innovation that we need to make sure we can support an aging and growing population.
Do you have a follow-up, Richard?
I do. Port Coquitlam Mayor Brad West is raised concerns today about the fact that Hazel Trembath School still doesn't have any concrete plans for being rebuilt. There aren't any shovels on the ground. As I'm sure you know, it's 2 years ago today that community school burnt down. What is the message to the residents in Port Coquitlam about why the province hasn't moved faster to rebuild the school?
Yeah, it's a short and easy answer, Richard. We're rebuilding the school. It's in the budget. We will deliver the school, if only to ensure that Minister Farnworth leaves me alone on this issue. It is his number one priority to get that school delivered in the community, and we're going to deliver it.
Thanks, Richard. Next, we'll head to Katie DeRosa from CBC. Go ahead, Katie.
Hi, Premier. We were told that the government met with the BC Restaurant and Food Services Association to talk about putting in extra measures to help restaurants during this strike. Can you give us any updates on those talks? And what is the province doing to help restaurants in the hospitality sector struggling from this alcohol shortage right now?
Yeah, this is an incredibly challenging time, not just for the restaurant sector, but for many British Columbians that are looking to get government services from the provincial government, whether it's for a permit that they require or a license or some other kind of process that involves the provincial government. It's a frustrating time. And we are in the middle of a serious labor disruption. We're working closely to make sure that we've got a fair offer on the table that meets the expectation that I think all British Columbians have, that our public workers are not falling behind, that we're meeting inflation. And our hope is to be back at the table soon to resolve that. That will solve the problem that the restaurant industry faces around getting access to the product, the beer and the wine that they need to be successful. And I thank them for their patience on this. It has been a long strike. I know it's frustrating, but we hope to get back to the table to resolve this as quickly as possible.
And do you have a follow-up, Katie?
Yeah, this weekend, a South Asian woman in her 20s was critically injured while asleep in her home that was shot at. Police say this is possibly an extortion-related case. And so this could be what looks like the first extortion-related injury this year. What do you say to the community impacted who feel frustrated that not enough is being done? And also, can I put this question to Mayor Locke as well?
Sure. Yeah, this is a horrible case. It's awful to imagine that someone who was believed she was safe at home was not. And ensuring that people are safe in our communities, regardless of whether it's here in Surrey or anywhere else in the province, is a key priority for us. On the extortion file, we've made sure, and it is crucially important, that we have the police resources we need to be able to go after these individuals that are involved in this activity. We have a special task force. There have been 7 arrests that have taken place to date, charges that have been laid, And 2 of those arrests came from the task force that we put in place to ensure that RCMP nationally, as well as provincially, and the local police force here in Surrey are all working together to do what's necessary. We pushed hard with the federal government to ensure that the Lawrence Bishnoi Group was listed as a terrorist entity and any other organization that's involved in this extortion, because this is terrorism. This is an effort to terrorize the community, to extort money from them, and whether it's an individual thug or whether it's a group of people working together, it is completely unacceptable. So making sure the police have those tools under the anti-terrorism legislation, that they have the resources through the task force, the Crown Counsel is there to approve the charges. We put those pieces in place. I want to thank the community for stepping up and bringing information forward to police. It was instrumental in allowing the arrests to date to take place. And I want to encourage people to continue sharing that information, the doorbell camera footage, the information that you have, the dash cam footage. It is essential to be able to address this issue. I'll turn it over to the Mayor. Just give it 1 second.
Katie, you should be here to see this. So what I think has happened that has been really helpful to being progressive in what we're doing with these thugs and criminals, with the province stepping up and adding additional people to the JFO, the Joint Force Operation, that has really been helpful. Working together with the Surrey Police Service, which also has its own organization working very diligently on this. We do see some light at the end of the tunnel. 5 arrests over last weekend was really a big step forward, but just having the border agency involved has made a big difference. As you know, also, Surrey has stepped up. The largest reward from any municipality in the history of right across the country of Canada. Surrey has stepped up with $250,000 reward money. All of those pieces together are really creating synergy with the police, both nationally and at the local level here and in British Columbia. But I think we also always need to remember this is transnational crime. These are transnational gangs. These are international gangs that are in our city, and certainly Surrey is feeling the brunt of it, but it is right across the country. And I talk to my colleagues in Brampton and other cities, and to a lesser degree they're going through it, but I can tell you we are all putting our shoulder to it as very best as we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Locke. Next, we'll head to Wolfgang Deppner from the Canadian Press. Go ahead, Wolf.
Hi, good morning. Taking my question, nice reference to the Hunger Games. Greetings from the Capital District. Premier, question regarding Mark Carney's recent comment concerning the proposed Alberta pipeline. He made the statement over the weekend that lifting the tanker ban would depend on a number of circumstances, suggesting that that he's not ruled out that. The Energy Minister, Tim Hodgson, had said a few days earlier that this is not on the table at this stage. So can you sort of comment on the conflicting messages that you're getting from Ottawa concerning the tanker ban? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Wolf. This is a pretty straightforward issue for British Columbia. The oil tanker ban off the coast is the social license with First Nations along the coast to be able to do significant economic development in the region, whether it's port expansion, whether it's the LNG Canada facility that the Prime Minister and the Minister of Energy came out to celebrate. In order to be able to do those projects, as well as the massive $50 billion plus mining investment in the Northwest, a new port, access to global markets. In order to do any of this, we need the support of the coastal First Nations. And their support is dependent on the existing tanker ban. If that tanker ban goes away, then all of these projects are put at jeopardy. And it is not a small amount of money. It is in the neighborhood of, if you include all the mines, the energy projects, the port expansion, you are well in excess of $50 and possibly $60 billion of capital expenditure that is being put at risk, not even to mention the annual revenues that flow both to the provincial government and the federal government. And why would we remove the tanker ban? Why would we put the precious North Coast at risk? The only possible answer would be because the Premier of Alberta woke up one morning and thought that that would be a good idea. She has no project. She has no company interested in building this. She has no money to build it. She has no route. She has nothing. And she's been talking about this for months, and there's still nothing. And, you know, to have the Premier of one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest province in Confederation, insisting that the country does not work and is broken unless she gets her way and gets this tanker ban lifted, even if it costs all Canadians tens of billions of dollars in major projects that actually exist with proponents, is absurd. And so my message to the federal government has been very straightforward. Do not lift the tanker ban. Protect our North Coast. Commit to protecting the North Coast, because there is no project, there is nothing that would justify removing it. And I feel okay saying that the Premier of Alberta's project does not exist because it doesn't exist. But our projects really do exist. They are real projects with real proponents and billions of dollars behind them. So I am glad to hear the federal government, at least some members of the federal government, indicating that the tanker ban is not at risk. It is crucially important. It is important because if we want to build a country that has a diversified economy, if we want to access global markets, if we want to get our product to market, we've got to do it together. We've got to do it as a country, and it's got to include First Nations, and it has to be based in reality. British Columbia will lead this new economy that we are building in Canada. The projects that we are developing here are second to none across the country. They involve jobs for British Columbians in every corner of this province and jobs for Canadians. When I visit these projects, there are skilled workers from every corner of Canada working on them, and the revenues will flow to the federal government and will support other provinces in Confederation. But we can't do it if those projects are under attack by the Alberta government, and under attack for no apparent reason other than wedge politics from a Premier that's in political trouble. So with all due respect, we need to just forge ahead, build the country, build our economy, and keep the tanker ban in place.
And Wolf, do you have a follow-up for the Premier?
Yes, I do. Thank you. But I just want to note that the record shows that Tim Hodgson's boss appears to be more open to lifting the tanker ban than Tim Hodgson himself. I want to talk about the strike. Brenda Bailey, Finance Minister Brenda Bailey, put out a video over the message over the holiday weekend, essentially saying the government wants to go back to the table. You made that same statement today. May we presume that your government's hope to be back at the table will also come with an improved offer for government workers? Thank you.
Well, we've got a solid offer on the table, Wolf. It ensures that our government workers that we value highly, that do critically important work for British Columbians, that they aren't falling behind, that they're keeping up with inflation. This follows on the deal that we delivered last time, government workers. It was a 14% increase. We're making sure that that workers are looked after, and we've got a competing challenge, which is that the finances of the province, like many families across the country and like many provinces across the country, the finances of the province are under stress. And so we've got to be fair to taxpayers as well. We've got to ensure that we're controlling costs. So looking after our workers, ensure they're keeping up with inflation, looking after our costs by keeping them under control, this is the way to move forward. And we hope to be able to reach an agreement at the table with the BCGU and get everybody back to work.
We have time for one last question, and we're going to head to Cindy Harnett from the Times columnist. Go ahead, Cindy.
Hello, Premier. Back to SFU. We've heard the new medical school will benefit the province as a whole. Can yourself or Minister Osborne or Dr. Price talk about what the medical school will mean for the island, and that's in terms of either UVic or VIU, med students or pre-med students, the island medical program, or island medical clinics.
Yeah, thanks for the question. The pressure on primary care, which is the care that you associate with a family doctor but can be delivered by a nurse practitioner or in other kinds of ways, that pressure is acute in the province. We have connected hundreds of thousands of British Columbians to family doctors over the last couple of years. We brought 1,000 new family doctors on. We're finally moving that trajectory in the right way of reducing the number of British Columbians who are looking for a family doctor. We have an online registry. If you're not registered and you're looking for a family doctor, make sure that you are registered. The new medical school is part of that overall piece of work. I'm certainly thrilled with the partnerships that SFU Medicine has already made. And they're not even open yet with health authorities and with healthcare providers. And I'm happy to turn it over to either President Johnson or to Dean Price to talk about the partnerships that you hope to make or that might be relevant to the island. Dean Price.
Thank you, Premier. Thank you for the question. We are very much, while focused here in Surrey to start with, we are clearly embracing the need to train our future physicians right across this province. And to do that, we will be partnering with the divisions of family practice and the various health authorities right across this great province. One of the things, though, that I did promise and I have promised our students is if we're from whatever community that they come from, we will work hard to get some of their training in their home community, in their home territory. Clearly, it won't be all of it. It won't be even the majority of it. But we know that if we're able to accomplish some training in those communities, and the island is a significant part of this province with a significant population, and we would expect there to be medical students from Vancouver Island, and our commitment is to get those students back to the island to do some of their training and hopefully then be interested in a residency program on the island and then future living and working there. Thank you.
And Cindy, do you have a follow-up?
Yes, if I may, I just want to follow up on some estimates of those numbers that were cited. Do we know what the estimate is on, maybe based on UBC or otherwise, how many will be retained in the province? How many that will study at SFU are expected to work and live in BC? And what is the number of family physicians and specialists that are needed in BC? Do we have a number on that?
Yeah, Cindy, we're happy to get you all those numbers. UBC has pretty comprehensive numbers about where students end up practicing from the School of Family Medicine. SFU, I don't know if they have any projections yet, but we'll get you the best numbers we can. There's a few there, and staff were taking notes, so we'll make sure to get that over to you.